Staff Sergeant James Edward Bowman was a tail gunner on multiple B-29s based out of Saipan in the Pacific Theater in 1944 and 45 during World War II. His crew started on Z-29, the Pacific Queen, and also flew on Z-27 and Z-35, their main aircrafts. Bowman, like many others, also served as an engine mechanic on the massive B-29 Superfortress. This duty demanded great tenacity and knowledge in a war theater under combat conditions. The B-29 was the largest and most sophisticated aircraft ever built for a war effort by the United States at that point in time. The tail gunner in the B-29 aircraft was in a precarious position, as enemy aircraft would often follow the groups of B-29s and attack from the most vulnerable spot, from behind. There was a special pressurized compartment containing the tail gunner and his firing equipment, surrounded on three sides by small windows. Access into the tail gunner's lonely position was through a long pressurized tube, about 24 inches in diameter, which connected to the middle gunnery pressurized compartment, where three other gunners, including the chief firing officer, were stationed. There was also a small hatch for quickly exiting through the aircraft's tail section. If the aircraft was shot down, it required the tail gunner to quickly don a parachute, knock out the small emergency windows, and crawl through a small opening to bail. In an amazing technological development for the time, firing of the .50 caliber machine guns was done by remote control. The gunner would push buttons that fired the guns after enemy aircraft were visually sighted or located through special gun sights. Gunner expertise came into play based on the target's wingspan and was computer assisted. James Bowman was assigned to the 73rd Bomb Wing, the 500th Bomb Group, and 882nd Squadron. Saipan was one of 3 islands used as a home base for almost 4,000 aircraft manufactured in Renton, Washington, Wichita, Kansas, Marietta, Georgia, and Omaha, Nebraska for the war effort. James Bowman had to leave school in Knoxville, Tennessee in the 8th grade when his father was nearly killed in a car accident and the family desperately needed a wage earner. In 1938, the 15-year-old took his father's place in construction work and helped his family of 2 parents, 2 brothers, 1 adopted sister, and himself survive the Great Depression. James married Anna Wiley on December 23, 1945, just after the war. He had 2 children, Janie and Jimmy. In 1952, he moved from Knoxville, Tennessee to Monroe, Michigan in search of a good post-war job. He developed an interest in ham radio in the 1950s. He had CQ call letters, K8HCK, which he nicknamed High Class Kilowatt. Ham radio continues as an important civilian activity today in emergency situations such as weather and natural disasters, when regular methods might be interrupted. James trained with Cleveland Institute of Electronics through correspondence courses. He also did work repairing tape recorders and amplifiers as a side business. He later owned his own small electronics repair business for many years, a greatly needed industry following the boom of electronics following World War II, and the development of televisions, modern record players, ham radios, CB radios, and other household electronics. James Bowman was a lifelong fisherman. He enjoyed fishing for much of his life on TVA lakes, particularly Lake Douglas and Lake Cherokee. He angled for bass and walleye. On occasion, his children would come with him to enjoy time with their father. James Bowman was just one of 250,000 service members associated with the Pacific Campaign, which was instrumental in ending World War II. James's contributions as a tail gunner, a dangerous position in the B-29 aircraft, demonstrated his courage and dedication to helping win the war. But more than that, James Bowman's son, Jim Bowman, was instrumental in the years following the war, as a member of the 73rd Bomb Wing and a leader of the 500th Bomb Group, saving the organization. As many service members, their fathers reached their 90s. Our memory of the elder Bowman, a hero of World War II, has continued because of the ongoing effort and dedication to keep alive the contributions of the greatest generation in American history. We salute the Bowman family for their effort to tell James Bowman's story for B29 Central.